Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Golden Nuggets podcast in the ParentPreneur series, episode 1. My name is Nazreen Amir and we have Hanafi on set today.
Hi.
It's been a while since we recorded a podcast together. The last one was anecdote, so I think it's something that we miss talking to each other. So what are you going to talk today, Amir?
So today we're going to talk about why we start this parentpreneurship series.
Yeah, why?
And
Not busy enough.
and the event that we are going to do in January to have this conversation
Yes.
on a live setting lah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can.
Yeah.
You yum, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason why we want to talk about this is because me and Nazreen, we are parentpreneur. Hanafi soon, inshallah.
Inshallah.
And we actually realized that it is a struggle to juggle both family and also business. That's one issue. And then secondly, I think it's not really talked about a lot. And nowadays, when we actually realize that we need to hold space to have this kind of discussion, I think it's important.
Yeah, and just to give a bit more context, you see, we always talk about running a business, being an entrepreneur and so on. But one thing that we realize is a lot of our guests, they are also parents.
Yes.
And they have to juggle both parent life and also, the business life. Is that not true, Nazreen?
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy, but nothing is easy, right, in this world. So the challenges that every parent face is something that is very real. And I think it's good to be shared and talk about in a podcast. So this Parentpreneur is an event in which I believe will be, I think, one of the first of no one have done it before, right? Like I never heard of this word Parentpreneur until we come up with it.
Yeah, I would say so.
Let's
Let's claim it.
Maybe it's just a term that we can probably do it maybe annually. It's like an event for the Golden Nuggets podcast. It's our very first flagship event that we've been wanting to do for a very long time.
Yes.
And then I'm proud to be part of it. But sadly, I'm not in. I'm not going to be present on that day due to vacation. So hopefully it went well.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, it goes well.
Why do you sound like so embarrassed or shy to talk about your vacation? Be proud, bro.
No, it's
Going
our
for a
very
break.
bro. It's a very first event, and I'm not there. I'm disappointed, man.
yeah, we're also disappointed in you.
So I hope to be on the next one, probably.
Okay, so that being said, I think for context, we need to first share with the audience what kind of parentpreneur are we, or in other words, let's start with how many kids do we have? Hanafi, you have two
cats.
Two cats, right?
Yeah,
And that's considered a parent as well. Really.
Parent.
Parent.
Yeah, and Nazreen?
Two as well. Two boys.
Okay, two boys. So I have three young girls. Yeah. So all of us are parents. One is a parent. But and then at the same time, all of us, the three of us are also startup owners. Right? Because I think all three of us, our businesses is less than 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine slightly more lah.
Slightly more, but still considered startup lah.
Okay lah. Start long time ago.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, like while we are doing our best to raise a family and also start a business, we have gone through challenges in our life that make us question like, why are we doing this even? So, I think maybe we can start with Nazreen. Can you share a bit about your journey as a parentpreneur?
So before I turned into a parent, I already have a business, and it's something which I didn't expect to be, in that position to juggle both parts of the spectrum. I mean, one as a business owner, and the other one is a father. So you need to really, like what we had a conversation just now, to put your 100% each on each box where you become a parent and then you become a person who runs a business. So there's many elements in terms of struggles and challenges. But me personally feel it's all about compartmentalize your energy to good use as a parent who put 100% focus on your kids and then on your business. Because at the end of the day, we know lah if you are not there, if you're not present, and you are like answering your WhatsApps in front of your kids, and they want your attention and you're not there. So what I always feel, especially when I had a newborn, because I think I started the business in 2019. I had my newborn in 2020. So it's just about 1 year plus only in the business. I already had a newborn. That's like the natural alarm clock. And my sleeps got irregular. And that is the part where a lot of uncertainties of managing my own expectation as a father, and then as someone who need to manage your own time. You don't have a boss, and then you need to create that system for your own self. So it's all try and tested, but alhamdulillah until now I survive. But it's all about doing it more gradually and build a system for yourself.
So what have you tried and tested, and what is your system right now?
So because I have my own office, I think I always separate my work and personal on a different place.
Yeah, and your family life.
Yeah,
So,
I don't. I to be honest, I don't really need an office, but I feel the office give me it switch my focus to actually do things out from home. And in the end, I want to make sure the cave is really something that I can do anything that I want inside. Of course, not the nonsense stuff, but but work. Technically work and something that can generate, income for the family, for myself. Like you pay for the office, make sure the ROI is there. If not, for what, right?
Yeah.
So in the end of the day, that's my take. Being a parent of two, and then surviving emotionally, financially. Financially, I got to be honest. There are times which are down. Cash flow, client just drop. There's one particular month, 2 clients drop, and then I have like kecamuk, what's it called? I scramble around making sure I can make ends meet, make sure I can put food to the table. And whole behold, I managed to go through. Of course, you need a partner that can also help you out lah. I said, I have lost 2 clients. This month you get to help me, something like that. So she understand. Of course, there's some internal commotion lah, but I don't want to talk about that. At the end of the day, we need to our partner need to understand that running a business and being a parent is 2 separate things. We need to,
So you've mentioned about 2 different kind of systems. Actually,
Yeah.
I feel one is a operational system or operating
OS.
system. Yeah, your OS, and then the other one was a support system, which
SS.
is which is something that we will be covering during the ParentPreneur event as well. Right? Yeah. So that's it. Was it a huge shift? Maybe we can ask Ami, right? From not running a business to running a business, from not having kids to having kids, and running both your life and your business together.
So you're asking whether there's a huge shift, right? I think whenever you go through a certain, or perhaps you graduate or you evolve from a certain point of your life to the next, there is that shift definitely. I got married when I just started my nursing career. So when I have my kids, I think that wasn't that bad, because starting a new career and also just getting married, and at a point of time after I got married, my wife immediately start her degree program, and she don't have any salary, right? And at the point of time I was supporting her. So that kind of taught me and prepared me for later on in what's to come. But every single step, I think there is a specific shift. For me, I think I've been trying to run businesses in the past. Of course, it didn't work out, but at the same time, those are also learning lessons to eventually get me to where I am today. So I would say nobody will ever be prepared.
Yeah.
But I would say the stages of life that I've gone through, the challenges that I face, I think it prepared me as time goes by, and as time goes by, it gets easier. With regards to from being a parent and at the same time a working adult, and at the same time trying to run a business, trying to juggle all three, it is a big challenge, and you need to learn how to, like what Nazreen say, compartmentalize certain things, and you need to be able to know, like, okay, which hours of the day are you supposed to be spending on this. So as time goes by, as your life stages actually pass by and you go through it, I think you will get used to the rhythm, and also you will get used to adapting to new life stages that happens as time goes by. With regards to kids, I think there was someone who actually advised me this. They say that your kids don't want to see you 24/7 a day, or perhaps 24/7 all the time. They want to see you at any point of time when you are free, and when you are able to see them, make sure you give your 100% to them. So I always believe that, even like right now, while I'm juggling, running a business and also raising my kids, I make sure that whenever in the morning, I do the morning routines with them, I were to send them to school, I make sure that it's quality time and we will have quality conversation, because that's the only way that they will always remember like the time spent they have with their dad. Because if not, me being away from them whenever I were to run my business in the daytime, and even sometimes direct to the night time, I need to make sure that at certain parts of the day, they will actually see me and they will appreciate the time that they have with me. Because if we don't compartmentalize, if we do not make sure that when we are with them, we put our phone away, we put our work away, it will be kind of pointless to even have like 24 hours with them, because they know that you are not actually spending time with them. Yeah. Does that answer your question, Hanafi?
Yeah.
So I want to actually put question to you, Hanafi. Like, in the event, if let's say you have a father, you are a father of 3, let's say, for example.
Okay.
How would you set yourself a way to juggle an agency work and things at home?
Hire nanny, bro.
That's a good way actually.
No, because if you look at it, I know it sounds like I'm joking and so on, but it's a huge possibility, because I am following one of the entrepreneur based in Dubai. For them to be able to run their business properly, still enjoy their life, come back home and enjoy their time with kids, they have 2 different nannies. One is a nanny, one is a cook, and they still have a driver. These are they have different people in place, and they call it, that's their systems, right? It's probably possible to do that kind of life, have that kind of life in Singapore.
Yeah.
But you need to take proper steps to achieve that kind of stuff.
Driver is not cheap lah.
Yeah, driver is not cheap lah. If you can drive, why not? Actually, the guy can drive. But because sometimes he have to go to office early in the morning, so he has a driver so that the driver can send the kids and send the wife to wherever.
But okay, so with regards to that, I think your business need to be at a certain level.
For sure.
Because hiring someone to be taking care of your family's needs is not cheap. Some people, they will say, hire a helper or hire what do you call it, a maid or something like that, right? But the thing is, realistically speaking, it's actually very tough on them to be handling cooking, cleaning, and also taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
We are already struggling. What about them?
Yeah.
So technically, if we want to do it right, like you mentioned, we need someone to be able to cook, because if you can hire someone to really cook, that means you know that the nutrition part of your family well taken care of already.
Yeah.
And then you need someone to be kind of like a nanny whenever the kids is at home for a few hours.
So it can be a part-time, it doesn't have to be full-time.
So part-time nannies cost easily $25 to $30 per hour right now. So if you want them to be taking care of your kids per day about 4 hours, that's already like $100 to $120.
Wait, is there a part-time nanny in Singapore?
There is, but whether it's legal or not, I don't know lah.
I was thinking is there even a platform of part-time nannies?
But you see, for example, last time, parentpreneur, as a parentpreneur probably, right, last time, they have their grannies to take care, their
Yes,
grandparents to
yep.
take care. Yeah, and I know some of you parentpreneurs probably be like, I don't want to trouble my parents and so on. But sometimes just putting it out there, they are your support system.
Yeah.
And then by you letting them take care of your child, they get to really feel what it's like to be a grandparent, and they can still remain active. Because sometimes I've seen grandparents who don't even see their grandchildren, and they don't know what to do on their day to day. So their mind is not as active.
No, well, that's true. The reality in Singapore is a lot of grandparents are still working right now. As compared to
now, yes.
20, 30 years ago when we were younger, right?
Yes.
It's very different. Like,
Yeah.
they say that nowadays you need two parents to be working to sustain a household. But reality is even the grandparents need to be working because whatever they have for their retirement may not be enough. But that being said, right, we go back to the point about the nanny, right? First of all, nanny in Singapore, I don't know whether it's legal or not. So, and we had a guest in the past where he mentioned that his wife is a nanny. I don't know if you remember or who.
Who?
Never mind, I don't need to mention his name. But yeah, the reality is it's $100 to $120 per $120 per day.
Night lain, bro.
Okay.
Per day.
If you do it for 22 days or 24 days,
Bravo.
that is easily 2.4K. And if let's say you are a business owner that is starting up, you may not even be able to pay yourself that amount.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
Yes. So
For
yeah, so it goes back to the question of how else, and if let's say grandparents is not available, like how else or what else can parentpreneurs do to be able to handle the kids part of the thing?
So
And this is us asking you as someone who have observed more because you have lived longer than us.
yeah, by 1 year.
dude. Okay, so you see, at the end of the day, it's your responsibility. Even if you have a nanny and so on, right? Whether you have a nanny or not, you have cook or not, at the end of the day, it's still your responsibility, and you still have to do what you have to do, lah. For me, the way I see it, like, because I've been working prior to running my own agency, prior to working in an agency, I've been working as a freelancer. I've been earning quite a substantial amount, which is enough to not just sustain myself, but even give my parents, bring them out for food, and every other day and that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, you have like all these choices to make. Whether you say you have or not, it's still there. It's up to you to actually open your eyes and see. Right. So if you feel like you cannot be working in an office and then your child is gonna come back and so on, you have to make like all these tweaks personally just to make it work. Right. For example, you can choose you can find a job that allows you to work remotely, stay at home. Right, that's one. Secondly, if your child's gonna stay up, then for me, if my child comes back and that kind of stuff, and for me, I'm a night owl. I work better at night. I can like concentrate way better at night. And then usually in the day, what I do is like certain admin stuff, replying to clients and so on. So you can like work or tweak your calendar according to all
Your
these
schedule,
things.
lah.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
Because we can choose our own time. We can design our own timetable every single day, lah.
Yeah.
You can bring them to your office if you want to.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you want, like, I mean, you have an office, right, Nazreen?
I brought them. Yeah.
And I was just about to ask, do you bring them to the office? But do they have toys in the office that they can
No,
play?
for what? I just on YouTube lah, so they can watch.
It could be something that you can consider. So just a few stuff that they can, or you can probably even bring them, so that they can like, while you are working, they can still play. And then you can, whenever you want to take a pause, you want to take your 5 or 10 minute break, you can have that break and just fully concentrate on them.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. That being said, let's talk a bit more about the financial struggles and how we actually managed to go through them. I think when I first met you 2 years ago, you did share with me a little bit about the financial situation and also how you're coping with that and also the family, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can share a bit more about how first of all, what kind of challenges that you were facing financially while you are running a business and also raising a family, and also how do you overcome them?
Right. So the idea of what's it called, managing your finances is it needs to be, how do I say this? You need to be independent in terms of calculating your cash flow, what's in and what's out. Like previously, when I got a salaried amount every month, it's easy. You just put aside some money for the bills and then for whatever you need. But it come to a point whereby I use a lot of credit cards back then, and it kind of like ballooned into quite a hefty amount. And I think it comes to a point that I can't really manage it. So overwhelm, rabak. But slowly, I look into avenues that can help me to service this debt. And that is around the time where I think I met you. I think about 2022 or something like that. And I was running a business at the same time. So Alhamdulillah, it kind of like, after the post-COVID, business is down because I think everyone is all back into normal lifestyle, right? And then that's where I kind of struggle. So that point of time, it's very hard for me to actually cope because when I say business is down, client kind of like drop, and then my cash flow is very thin. So I'm not gonna ask for a loan anymore because that's what I did previously. Because COVID gives you this thing called bridging loan. It was so attractive, so I took up, and that was a mistake because I thought it was gonna service my cash flow, but it ended up me having debts. And kind of like regret it, but I survived. How I survived, I don't know. Maybe Allah really showed me the way of you finding ways to actually get this settled. And along the way, of course, I kind of like faced issues communicating with my partner to see how we can work out best with the current arrangement. There's one time that she said, "Do you think this is cut for you? You should just go back to work." Wow.
Did that broke your head?
A bit lah, because that was about 3 years in the business, and I was like thinking I have low self-confidence lah. Like, can I even continue doing this? So self-doubt overcome all my mind, and after a while, so like Stara, I think I just push through. I think just push through to see what kind of like can bring me, and then that is where I think I first started to be more presence online. Before that, it's all, I don't know, doing things as and when I feel like to. And then 2022, 2023, get involved in networking groups and making sure I know people that I can, quote unquote, connect and make a deal out of it lah. Because that's how, I can get clients, right? So I picked up slowly, and Alhamdulillah, that kind of like perseverance brought to where I am right now. And I won't say it's not easy lah. The hardship that I need to go through is being true to yourself that you want to do this for a long time and not giving up. If you give up, and definitely you see probably, going back to employment is not really giving up, but it's kind of like you letting go your dreams of having your own thing, having your own system or business that you can control. So yeah, that's probably what I feel it's important. Everyone look into their cash flow and don't blindly take loans. That's my advice. Because for startups especially, when they see attractive loans or things that can actually pay off, your probably rental or your monthly expenses, overheads, think through first. Consult probably some financial mentors in the business space. See if it's feasible to even splurge, because the interest can kill if you cannot pay back. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents an experience of what I faced a few years back.
So So my take on this, right? It's whenever the business is at zero, that is basically the same time as it's pretty much about the same level where you are just starting out. And the biggest mistake entrepreneurs make is, of course, to take loans to start their business or to start their what's it called, like building their dream and all. The problem with having a loan from the get-go is you need to start thinking on how to finance the loan. You need to think about all the interest payment. And these are all the things that you don't want to have at the start. And you don't want to have when you are at zero. The reason is because if you are at zero or you are at the start, you have loans to think about, then you will never be able to think clearly on how you can actually grow your business exponentially.
Yeah, when I took the loan, right?
Yeah.
My business bank account left about 4-5K because I took back. I mean, I take home around that amount, so left like 1 month kind of like buffer. Then I take. Then that's kind of like giving me like some breather lah.
Yeah.
So yeah lah. Like
But
I said,
it only gives the breather for a month. Right?
That's it.
Yeah, that's the reason why I feel you should never do it when you are at zero.
Correct.
Yeah.
Don't do that, guys. Don't take loan.
I mean, you can take loan, but you will need to figure out what the loan is for lah.
Yeah. If that loan can supply more in return, then why not? Yeah.
Correct. So the next thing is what about insurances? Like,
Insurance.
do you guys think when you guys are starting out, thinking about insurance for your kids, your family is a priority? Because, like some people, when they start a business and then at the start, they are bootstrapping, they really have nothing. And maybe previously they were working and their salary every month from their work has been paying for the insurance. And then when they want to pursue their dream and start a business, they are starting at zero. They decide, okay, I want to lapse all my insurance and I will think about it later. What do you guys think about this?
When I started the business, I did lapse a few times because I felt like that's not the most important thing to pay. But it is to be honest, because it's gonna get you covered for like all your hospitalization and so on, right? But yeah, so what I did was I took it out and put it in a separate account so that when they cannot deduct, and then this is gonna lapse. And these all these little tricks that you do so that I can use the amount just to make sure I can survive for another 1 month or 2 months and that kind of stuff. But you still need your insurance because you never know what's gonna happen. Yeah, so
I think it's a good discussion to have a non-believer for insurance and an insurance agent because it's like two separate buyers' point of view. But
Actually,
but do you support like? I mean,
I don't know, man.
Are you biased or
No, I mean somewhere in the middle. To be
somewhere in the
honest,
middle? Sometimes you feel like you need it, and then something.
I think it should, but sometimes not.
okay, you are a pessimist, so I want to know your point of view.
Okay, because I have two camps of friends who one do not have insurance at all, and then pitch all the religious texts and quotes about this is something that's not within the Sharia or whatever, and then the other side say that it's good to get yourself covered in the event
But
we
there
never
are
know.
also asatizas who also mention that you need, but it's not haram.
It's not.
And you should have because it's gonna get you covered because you have to think about it like long term, like your family and so on. If anything were to happen, it should happen to you, right?
Yeah.
So
So for myself, I have for my kids and myself as well. But I have those times that I'm like what you did previously because like 50-50. Like should I not?
yeah, I feel like I don't have enough to cover for next month. And then
Because
after
I
that,
write last time, so I think it's important to have lah. For myself at least, but for my kids, some say it's too early to get for them. But if premium is cheap,
yeah, but it's gonna pile up if anything happens.
again, yeah.
Yeah.
So what about you?
Okay, so for me, the non-negotiable is insurance.
Okay.
Okay, number one is because first of all, if you are working full time, right? If anything were to happen to you while you are working, while you are employed, there is some kind of buffer that is going to be given to your family by the company. Okay, and this is something
If you're working.
Yeah, this is something as entrepreneurs a lot of people overlook.
But if you're running your own business,
Hence the reason why you should be focused on that more. Because first of all, when you are working full time, maybe your kids' insurance, your kids' medical is covered under the company insurance. But as you are starting out a business, I think that should be the first priority. Because first of all, you don't know what will happen or when will happen. And with regards to what we discussed earlier about cash flow issues, how we are struggling financially, especially if we are bootstrapping the company. I think it is a must to talk about, or it is a must to make sure our health policies are all in place.
Right.
Our health and life policies. Like if we talk about investment linked policies, all this for me.
Yeah. So ILP, you can just
Endowment, all these investment things you can just put aside. If you want to lapse. That one I'm okay if you think that is not a need or that is not necessary and then you want to lapse it. I think by all means. Of course, insurance agent will say it differently, but my point of view, this is up to you. But with regards to health and life, I think it's important. Because first of all, health, if let's say you have cash flow issues and then your kid is hospitalized and then you need to come up with $2,500, $3,000 just for the deposit for your kid to be hospitalized. Like just now you were talking about you are left with 4,000 in your bank account.
Habis.
Exactly. Right? So if you have insurance, I think that is something critical. And then secondly, you don't know how long you will actually live, right? So having a life policy that protects your family even though you are building something, because to some people, especially to spouses who are not entrepreneurial and they don't understand the point of view of running a business, they may think that you are kind of letting go of your responsibilities because you want to pursue something for yourself, and that can seem a bit selfish.
Yeah.
But if you have life policy in place, and then if anything were to happen to you, even though you are quote unquote selfish, you at least make sure that they are well protected in the sense that anything happens to you, they will still get a certain amount for them to be able to rebuild back the life.
Right.
So I think insurance is something that is non-negotiable, and it's actually not that expensive. If you cannot afford yearly, then just do monthly, because first of all, for me currently I have I'm a family of 5, right? Per month we are barely paying like $150 cash. This
all?
is the cash top up. Yes, for all.
The rest is what? CPF.
Yeah, the rest is CPF lah. But this is monthly. If we talk about yearly, of course it's gonna times 12 lah, right?
And it's cheaper, right?
No, if you do yearly, it's cheaper. But then because I don't have the affordability, or I may not have the confidence that maybe 12 months down the road I am able to pay the full amount.
lump sum,
right? Yeah. So like for me, the bare minimum is you do it monthly. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is something that all entrepreneurs, whether you are just starting out or you are someone who have been working before or not been working before, this is something that you should really look at.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm always someone who's. I don't want to be sounding selfish, because this is actually my own journey, my own successes that I want to bring. But
For the family. It is for the family.
It is for the family. But I think I get your point. Having insurance for them kind of like have that quote unquote safety net.
Yes.
To prepare for those unfortunate days. Probably.
And talking about safety nets, I think the parents who are running business who have the least safety nets are parents of neurodivergent kids.
Yeah.
Because they have to be there for them all the time.
Yeah. And then I think the premium will be slightly higher, right, for that kind of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you don't declare lah. But anyway, of course, neurodivergent children is one of the topics that we are going to have along the way in this parentpreneurship series. We have not fully decided who's going to be the guest, but yeah, you can stay tuned on that lah.
If you know of anybody who can be the guest over here, who has a neurodivergent kid and is at the same time running his or her own business,
Yes.
that would be a perfect fit. We would love to invite you here to be a speaker for one of the series
Yes.
and possibly give you a free ticket to the event as well.
Yes. Not possibly. We confirm will give.
Confirm will give. Generous.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so we've discussed about financial struggles. We've also discussed about whether insurance is important for parentpreneurs. I think there's one more thing that I want to talk about before we go further.
What is it, Ami?
Okay, so most people, I mean, like for us, okay, we bootstrap our businesses. We also start before even coming up with safety nets. Like that's how you say. What about people with quote unquote safety nets? Like, what do you think? Like, for example, they may have 6 months, 1 year worth of savings that are able for them to be able to use it for to support their family and also running a business. What do you think is the best advice that we can give them despite having that safety net?
I think it's best to know your numbers. Know your numbers very, very, very well.
Yes.
Because if you have safety nets, don't take it for granted. Calculate that the amount, how long you can last without even touching it, or when you touch it, like probably use it 10% per month, how long can that last? So if your business is like, it's not consistent, then that's where I think you need to really manage your cash flow. So that's the part which I feel those that have safety nets must do lah, without a doubt. For those who don't have, it's a bit tough, like how we actually started out. For my case, it's different lah. I mean, you can actually check out my episode in the very first part of Golden Nuggets. That's where I share how I started. But for those who have safety net, I think you need to be more prudent into spending, putting where your money is to make your money grow.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be in the case whereby, like me, needing to actually get loan just to cover back my downfall. So my shortfall, sorry. Yeah.
And then just to add on to that, for those of you who don't have a safety net, it's do your calculations like what he mentioned. Ultimately, just calculate what you really need for the month. And then first and foremost is try to achieve more than what you actually require. Right? Example, if you know like your minimum or like if you really try to strip down everything, you will need maybe example around 1,800 just to cover everything. Minimally, right? That means if you have to take bus, you take bus. If you have to go hawker center, just go hawker center instead of eating at the restaurant. All these little things, right? Instead of ordering Grab. Calculate to the point where you know, okay, if I spend this amount, I am okay. And then try to find a job or a project that will maybe give you $1,800 or $2,000 or slightly more. Right? Then you can start building that from then on.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it's all about numbers lah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because when I started out Roti Kira, I realized, right? I spoke to Dr. Malik. Then that's the advice that he gave me. Know your numbers. How much you spend for the salt, sugar, the tepung, the flour. So I don't know. My numbers is just chapalang because like what my mom did, the recipe is just campak-campak. So we really calculate to the T how many grams and all those things in the recipe. To make sure we don't lose out lah, the numbers, the quantity and all these things. And how this plays out, the ins and the outs, the P&L, profit and losses of your businesses. And calculate that and also manage it well as a parent at home. I believe that should work lah. I'm not a perfect parentpreneur, but I think that should be probably one we could apply for all of us.
Yeah, and for me, I like to go back to what our previous guest mentioned. His name is Shi Liang, if you guys remember the episode. So he was talking about you need to set aside for your family, for yourself, a bit for you to spend on yourself, and also the amount that you want to set aside just for a runway. For example, I want to set aside this 1 year or these 2 years of savings that I have, so that worst case scenario, if things just don't work out, these 2 years, if let's say this amount is depleted, I'm done. I'm gonna shelve this idea and then revisit this when I have more the capabilities and also the resources. I think this is something important because he not only mentioned about having that safety net, he also mentioned about how you need to set aside a bit from whatever that you have saved for your own personal enjoyment.
Needs.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
needs and also a bit
Wants.
of your wants. Yeah, because running a business is not easy. It's not easy, and sometimes you just need to treat yourself for the small wins. Because if not, it will be a very long and lengthy process to hit that perhaps your $1 million goal or your $10 million goal. I think it's important for you to set aside all this. You may think like, okay, I have 2 years worth of savings, but best if you buffer it a bit more to be able to give yourself a bit every single month, give your family a little bit more every single month. Need to have that segment of expenses that you need to put into accounts.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we've covered quite a fair bit, right? And then now for the event itself, I think we will be covering a lot more than this.
Yes.
We're gonna have all the different speakers as well. But we talked about it very briefly earlier about having a social support system, like having friends, relatives, family, and so on to support you. Just out of curiosity, who do you have, Ami, to be your support
I have
system?
Nazreen. So, of course, my direct support system is, of course, my wife.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because while she don't understand what I'm building, she understands who I'm building it for, which is them. So, whatever it is, she knows that she needs to support me. So that is my first line support system. And then, of course, my kids, because although they don't know what's going on in life, but sometimes just being with them kind of eases my mind and everything. Of course, I think this is something I should say first, which is God, because in your darkest moment, in the time where you really want to give up, the only person you can turn to is God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So these are my direct support system. With regards to the secondary support system,
Yeah, the
of
extended
course,
the friends.
yeah, of course, partners. I have a few friends who I know I can call them at any point of time and then tell them I need to meet up, and then just meet with them and then just talk to them, bounce ideas, share my grievances and everything.
Nazreen.
Of course.
Okay.
No, I'm not talking about partners. I'm talking about
Close friends, right?
Close friends,
close friends,
I do have, too.
Yeah. I do, and also when times are difficult, I also have friends who I can tell them that, hey, I need you to be able to perhaps send me back home from work or something like that, or even I have not eaten the whole day. Can you just buy for me a meal or something like that? I have those kinds of friends also, because those are the friends who I also will do the same when they are down. Yeah, so these are the secondary support system that I have, and of course my business partners. So the businesses that I have are all with partners, because I know that I need the support of the partners as a whole. Yeah.
For me, I only have Fidaus. but he's behind the camera. He's helping us today. So major thanks to Fidaus. What about you, Nazreen?
Me?
Yeah.
Support system?
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
But that's true though. I know some people in businesses actually just purely use ChatGPT to support them.
Technically, yes. Probably 50% of it.
Okay.
Because I do have my own GPT for health that actually scan my Strava. I know you can do it with Sintra, but all this are just to optimize your support to live well as a human being, as a person who takes care of the business, takes care of your family. So I would say true, same like Amir, wife, direct, and then of course Allah for the very first one that we need to always look up to, ask for help or suggestions of what's the direction that you want to go to, if you have challenges along the way. Other support system, technically my parents-in-law I think my parents-in-law are very helpful because my kids are their very first son-in-laws. So they don't have any other. So I think that would be.
So you're the favorite son-in-law.
Yeah.
Oh, I know how it feels, bro.
The
Me too.
focus is always on them. So I really also hope my brother-in-law and sister-in-law also can conceive soon, so that we can separate the attention. But that being said, I think I'm very grateful that I have all these people in place, friends who can just call in and depart and share about things non-related to business and family. Family, of course, lah. But to just wind down and don't be too serious about things. Don't talk about politics. Just be fun, laugh out loud. In any places that we want, lah. Next year, we are planning to go boys trip. So I think that would be a good way to just switch off from everything, from being a parent, from being a business owner. Hope we can do that soon together. I don't know. The last time we went is KL, yeah? No, JB. And then we can plan one in KL soon. Yourself?
Myself, I think both of you have mentioned like pretty much similar things, which I think I also have and I also use. But an additional one that I would say would be maybe the cats.
Oh,
Yeah.
support system.
Yeah. Because I think only people with cats will understand that when you go back home, that is your comfort zone. You just seek out to your cat. And this is, by the way, already proven in like studies that when you have like cats and that kind of stuff, the whatever they release, right, it will help you. Yeah. So that's another one. So I have had major stresses before, and the only thing I want is just the cat. It's like when you pet and then it starts to purr, and then it just works differently on your mind, right? But of course, that's it, right? Because like I don't have kids, but this ParentPreneur event is not prejudiced against those of you who don't have kids. Otherwise, they won't have me at the event. But that's it. That means if you don't have kids and you still want to join the event,
Yes, by all means.
By all means,
Because
yeah.
even if you don't have, perhaps one day you may.
or you might know somebody who is,
Yeah.
and then you can just be there to be present and be that support system for them. After understanding all these things that they actually go through.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we need to also give a shout out to those parentpreneur who actually runs businesses along the line of parenting.
Yeah.
Like those, maybe we can call out businesses of doing helper, doing any form of support for parents, any probably product businesses who wish to actually, come in for sponsors.
Yeah. Any one of you doing essential oils?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the kids usually love all these essential oils.
Yeah.
By all means, minyak telon, all this kind of oils lah.
Yeah.
So in short, I think we really invite you guys to come to our very first event, ParentPreneur, and we want it to be a success, and we want you on board as well.
Yes. So it will be on the 21st of January. The location will most probably be at Goko Midtown. We are still in discussion about the location with them. But yeah, if there's any update, you can go to our PTix to see any updates that we may have along the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with that being said, is there anything else, final last words you want to share with the parentpreneur?
No, not for me.
No, I think okay. So we have like a huge lineup, already prepared. We are inviting all the guests, although some of the topics we haven't even gotten the speakers yet.
Yes.
It's going to be a whole lot of interesting journey for the next 6 weeks or so.
Yes.
Do tune in to the Golden Nuggets podcast. Amir will be interviewing people like, I'm not going to reveal any names, but the next one, just to share with you, the next episode, the next week, you'll be hearing from Jasmine Dillon, who will be talking about, sleep deprivation and managing,
Cool.
managing your business as a parent. Anything else? No.
Yeah, and aside from that, on the event itself, we will be doing 2 rounds of live podcasts. The first one will be with our past guests. We will be having Nina Zazali. We are also looking to have Amanda. We are just confirming with her whether she's clear on that day. And the third person on the first panel...
It's a secret.
Yes, it's a secret. And for the second panel, it will be all big names that we have never brought them in our show before. And at the same time, once you hear who they are, you will know who they are.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. All
Do
right.
you want to do the closing? Do the honor, Nazreen?
With that, I'll thank you guys for tuning in to the Golden Nuggets podcast. It's been like 2 years running this, and we just want to build it into something bigger than what we expected. So an event it is next 2 months, because we record it in next month.
Next month.
Now. That's very. I mean, the runway is very quick and
Yes.
fast.
Yeah.
So remember to follow our socials, guys. Our Instagram, our TikToks, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, LinkedIn. What else?
Join our newsletter.
Yes,
And,
go to our newsletter subscription, tgnpodcast.com/newsletter, and check out our website as well, because we do have a website and we need more traffic. So with that, we conclude this first episode of ParentPreneur series, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye, Nuggets.